You have mentioned that these are to be large. Did anybody give you any identification or in gigawatts how big the data center would be?
Duke Energy can't support a gigawatt of for a data center in Greenwood. So when I said like the massive scale, and I quantified that in tens of thousands of acres, also those are in the gigawatt range of electricity. But a large data center, I would tell you, generally is in the hundreds of megawatts. So it would take 1,000 megawatts to be
Yes.
one gigawatt.
Yes.
A few hundred megawatts would be Duke's capability to deliver its already existing generation capacity to an end user in Greenwood. That's what they would study at length over the course of 6 to 9 months of detailed engineering studies of where the power is, how they get the power to a facility, and then how it energizes that facility. But it would be a few hundred megawatts would be the extent of their capacity for one user, while preserving the capacity to serve their existing customers and not stop any future development in Greenwood because of a lack of electricity. So that's what some other communities have found themselves in. Maybe it didn't. The power still comes on when they turn their lights on, but that community can't recruit any new development because there is no electricity left to go around. And that's what Duke, so they're regulatorily obligated to preserve capacity for future use, even after a data center, if one were to come into their service territory.
Would the data center folk who are going to build such a thing, would they consider putting in their own generation capability, as in combustion turbines?
It could. So also in the presentation at the public hearing, we said data centers can be powered different ways. They can be powered electrically, or they can be powered by natural gas. Greenwood CPW told us that they have the capacity to support a natural gas powered data center. But when we're talking about new technologies that are used, there are natural gas powered data centers that use gas turbines and combustion engines, and those are ones that generate noise. The data center industry still uses those, but I would tell you is moving away from those because of the concerns around noise. Those are the new technologies that we're talking about with linear generation or fuel cell technology, which operates on a smaller footprint and has much quieter engines. It doesn't have the moving parts because it's not a combustion engine. So those are the new technologies that the gas-powered data centers are moving to.
Has anybody in your county council been asked to sign NDAs, or is there a move afoot here in order to make sure that you have transparency regarding the impact upon things?
If we did sign an NDA, that means I can't say that we did. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Question, how much percentage would our Duke Energy or CPW bills go up as consumers?
I think you would want to talk to Duke and CPW about that. To ask us to go and talk about their rates, I think would be inappropriate.
My question is framed around economics and environment. Well, no, you just asked the economic. What I'd like to know is, data centers is not a new phenomenon. They've been around for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. Research. What research has been done showing the effects of the physical site on the environment? And if research has been done, how available is it to the general population? Research facts about the impact of these data centers on the environment is my question.
Sure. Yes, there's a pretty good amount of research that I think has been done. I think most of it is available online to the general public. So I think you could make your own assessments of that. Obviously, I would caution you to make sure you're a good consumer of that information, because some of the people that have done these studies, they have agendas, just to be honest with you. So obviously, like any consumption of data, pardon the pun, you need to make sure you're a good consumer of information when you're reading some of these studies. But I would say you can very easily go find studies on data centers.